What's up, HASfit Tribe? It's your personal trainer, Coach Kozak.
And I'm Claudia, and this is a total body workout for seniors and those with limited mobility.
You'll need a pair of weights for today's routine. You can either use some dumbbells, water bottles, or a couple of cans from your pantry.
You'll also need a sturdy chair.
You can follow along with me for the standing exercises.
And you can follow me for the chair exercises.
If you're ready to go, let's begin. Let's begin with a warm-up. We are going to prepare our bodies for the work to come. Our first move is going to be a reach plus a chest opener. We're going to bring our arms up and over, hinging at our hips, reaching our fingertips as far as we can, almost like somebody's pulling your arms and hands away from your body. And then sit up big and tall, bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle. And now it's like somebody's pulling back on those elbows. And repeat, big reach. So that reach is stretching out your back. And then sit up, chest opener. And now we're stretching out our shoulders and chest. Great one to help improve our posture. Again, this is a dynamic warm-up move here. And pulling back one more time here. Every time, reach a little further, reaching forward with those fingertips, and then sit up nice and tall, pulling back on the elbows, stretching out that chest. All right, shake it loose. Excellent. All right, next up, we're going to perform what's called a hamstring sweep. Let's put our right straight leg out. We're going to be on that right heel. Now I'm going to hinge at my hips, pressing my hips backwards as I sweep with my arms, big swing motion, stand up tall, and I'm going to alternate legs on every sweep.
And if you're seated like I am, it's best to move up to the front of your chair so that you can get a nice sweep motion.
Keep that straight leg straight. So we're stretching the hamstrings as well as the calf muscles. And this is just the warm up. So be moving at a warm-up pace.
Right, slow it down if you need to.
Whatever that looks like for you. Making sure to breathe. Do not hold your breath here. You may be able to reach further than us, not as far as us, but we encourage you to make today's workout your own for every single exercise. In 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're going to get your heart rate up with this last warm-up move. We're going to do a jog in place plus an arm crossover. Let's start with your arms out at your side. And let's get a run in place going. And at the same time, we're going to alternate, crossing over our arms, alternate which arm is on top. Big stretch as those arms go back. And then cross them over.
And for the seated variation, it's basically just a really fast toe tap, as quick as you can, not putting too much energy into the ground.
And for today's routine, don't feel like you have to stick with all my variations or all Claudia's, but instead we encourage you to mix it up and pick and choose which ones work best for you. So that means maybe sometimes you're in the chair, Sometimes you're standing, or maybe all the time you're in the chair, all the time you're standing. Again, we want to give you all the options that you need to make it work best for you. For 3, 2, 1, 0. All right.
Okay.
Warm up is complete. Are you ready for your workout, Claudia?
I'm ready.
Me too. We hope you are ready out there as well. And so if you remember in the introduction, I said that we would need a pair of weights for today. So now is the time to grab those. I'm going to grab a pair of light dumbbells, and Claudia's are even lighter. Those are probably about the weight of a couple of water bottles.
That's it. 1 pound.
And we are going to perform an upper body exercise to start. It's called a curl plus an Arnold press. So starting with your hands at your side, we're going to perform a curl, palms up, bending at those elbows. That's part 1. Now we're going to twist our hands forward, press overhead, finishing best as we can with our biceps by our ears. That's part 2. Return, back down, and then hands to our side. 4 parts. And begin. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. So for today's workout, we are not going to count any repetitions. All of the movements are timed. So you're going to perform as many repetitions as you can safely in that allotted time period. That might be 3 repetitions for some of these. It might be 20. But again, we're just giving you all the tools that you need for your body so that you can improve today. Nice and controlled pace here. We don't want to go too fast. And if this one is too easy, we encourage you to use some heavier weights. If it's too hard, use some lighter weights or even just your own body weight here.
Make sure we're maintaining good posture too. Shoulders back and a nice straight posture.
And keeping our core engaged throughout. For 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're going to focus on our lower body next, and I'm going to use 1 hand weight.
And I'm going to put my hand weights down for this next one.
I'm going to grab my weight. I'm going to perform what's called a goblet squat, holding it out here in front of me. My feet are hip width apart. I'm going to first break at my hips and then sit back until my thighs are parallel to the floor, and then stand back up.
For my variation in the seat, I'm going to move up to the front of my seat, and I'm going to put my hands back behind me so that I give myself a nice sturdy base. I'm going to extend one of my legs to where it is now parallel to the ground while squeezing that big muscle up top, the quadricep, and alternate.
Very good. Finding multiple ways to work our lower body here, whether you want to do it from a standing or a seated position. Again, mine's called a goblet squat, and Claudia's is an alternating leg extension.
That's right. And bring your leg up as high as you can. For some, that's parallel, and for others, it might just be a little low kick out here. But do the best that you can, challenging yourself with each repetition.
If you're doing my variation, make sure to keep those feet flat. You don't want to come forward onto your toes, and you don't want to fall back on your heels. All right, not much left in this set. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Very
Excellent.
good.
All right, so we are going to need those both weights for our next exercise. We're going to work on our back. This is called a Seesaw Row with weights in both hands. We're going to put our feet shoulder width apart, breaking at our hips until our back is at a 45-degree angle. Now I'm going to pull back on my right elbow, and as my right hand goes back down, my left arm is going to come up. So there's always one going up and one going down, hence the name Seesaw. Pull back on those elbows, not pulling back on your hands, but again, pulling back on the elbow. It'll help you to engage the right muscle groups on this one.
And bend over as safely as you can. If you're in a chair, you might need to scoot your bum back to the middle of the chair.
Breathe, not holding your breath here. Keeping that core engaged and braced throughout the move. That means it's keeping that core tight.
That's right.
As This one's working your back as well as your biceps and forearms. You're doing great. Keep it up. Not much left in this set. Getting stronger with every exercise, every repetition. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Excellent.
Very nice.
No hand weights needed for this next one, so you can go ahead and set them off to the side. We're going to do some modified jumping jacks. Don't be scared, no jumps today. So my variation from a standing position, feet are together to start. I'm going to bring my arms up to my side and bring my right leg out and then my left leg up.
And you notice for the seated variation, I moved up on my chair and I'm basically just doing a toe touch out to the side. So tap and return back to starting position.
And if you want a variation in between the two, you can, from a standing position, you can step out to the side and tap your toe. Maybe your balance isn't quite ready for this variation, but you want to do it from a standing position. You can tap, tap. So again, giving you a lot of tools here.
Remembering to breathe throughout the entire exercise.
Oh, so important.
Please don't hold your breath.
We need that oxygen. Very good.
Exhale as you swing that leg out or do that toe tap.
It's a great total body move here. Working our cardiovascular system. Also feeling it in those shoulders.
Oh yeah.
As well as your legs. We're feeling it too. We're right there working along with you. Step by step, jack by jack. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Very good.
Okay.
We're going to slow it down with the next one, and we are going to need our 2 weights. We're going to perform what's called a kickstand deadlift. So first we got to get into position. If you're doing the standing position, I'm going to bring my right foot so it's back and my toes are in line with my left heel. Now I'm going to hinge at my hips. That means I'm not bending my knees anymore. Reaching down until I get to about mid-shin level. And then I'm going to stand up by bringing my glutes or hips forward.
So for the seated variation, I moved up on my seat and I did, just like him, align my right toe with my left heel. And now I'm just going to hinge in my chair down to about a 45-degree angle, keeping a nice straight spine and right back up.
I'm feeling that stretch in the back of my leg. We're working our hamstrings, our glutes, and our lower back with this one. Yes, it's important to work your lower back.
That's right.
Because it gets used in our day-to-day lives. We're going to switch sides in 3, 2, 1, and 0. So same move, but go ahead and switch which foot you have in front and which foot you have in back. Ready? Begin. Again, if you're doing that standing variation, I want you to pretend like you're driving your hips back, almost like you're trying to touch your backside to the wall behind you. So stretching it back.
We're gonna inhale on the way down and exhale as you come up back into starting position. As the hardest part of the movement is coming right back up.
Squeezing those glutes at the top for 3, 2, 1, 0.
Nice
All
job.
Right. You can set those hand weights to the side. Next, we got an upper body move for you. It's called an arm hauler. We're going to get into a similar setup as we were earlier on that seesaw row. Feet are hip width apart, bending over in a 45-degree angle. I'm going to start with my hands by my chin and my thumbs are up. I want you to press straight out. And now, once your hands get fully extended, rotate so your thumbs are pointed down and swim your arms to your side, return. So it's a big sweeping swimming motion. As you're pressing up, your thumbs are up. And as you're swimming, your thumbs are down. And as you're performing that swim motion, squeeze your back muscles. You can feel those lats as that big back muscle underneath your arms engaging. Core stays engaged. Trying your best. Keep your back straight throughout the move.
As best as you can.
This one's not only great for strength, but also mobility, shoulder mobility as well, and that helps improve our posture, helps relieve pain in our shoulders, back, and neck. For 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax. Okay, I'm gonna grab my chair for this one as well. So we're both going to need our chair. I'm gonna give you a couple different variations of a mountain climber. So for our mountain climber move, we are going to get our heart rates up. I'm gonna set up with my chair. My hands are on my chair, and I'm gonna step back. Now, this is, I would say, a medium level difficulty. If you wanna make it easier, you can put your hands on a countertop or some implements that is higher. I'm gonna bring my left knee up, return my foot back down, right knee up, alternating left and right.
For my variation, you notice I'm going to be in a sunny side up position. So I lean back at a 45-degree angle, bracing myself on my chair, bringing my bum right to the very front tippy top. And I'm just going to extend my legs out and bring my knee to my chest as best as I can, trying to maintain that 45-degree position with my upper body. We don't want to turn this into a crunch, but just bring our knee up as high as we can and returning back to the starting position.
We're both focusing on keeping our core tight and engaged. We don't want loose ab muscles on this one. And Claudia's being careful not to actually relax and lie back on that chair.
That's right. Remembering to exhale as we bring our knee up and inhaling on the way down.
You're not imagining, this is a tough one, and we're almost done with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Excellent job.
I'm gonna keep my chair for the next one, but this time it's gonna help me with my balance. We're gonna work on our calves next. That's that muscle in our lower leg. From a standing position, I'm gonna bring the chair to my side to help me with my balance. I'm gonna come up, driving my balls of my feet into the floor, hold for a 1/1000, and then slowly control the lowering phase.
For my seated variation, I'm going to do the exact same thing where I'm driving the balls of my feet into the ground. But notice I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure to my knees as I hold the position for 1/1000 and then gently lower. Again, making it a little harder by just putting a little bit of pressure on your knees. So choose what's best for you, pressure or no pressure.
Again, so the two cues are making sure you get that hold up at the top and then control that lowering or eccentric phase. Yes, it would be easier just to flop back down, but no, instead I want you to control. Nice gentle landing, so to speak. Doing great. Focus on this one. Also, especially if you're doing that standing, it's helping to improve your balance. If you feel comfortable, you can do it without the chair. Not much left here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Nice job.
All right, I'm gonna set my chair off to the side. I don't need it for my next one, but we do need one weight. We're gonna perform what's called a Sven Press. We're gonna work our chest and our shoulders on this one. I'm gonna bring that one weight up to our chest level, and my elbows are gonna be up at chest level as well. Now I'm going to squeeze that weight from both ends, and if your weight doesn't work for this one, you can actually perform it just by bringing your hands together and squeezing your hands together as well. Now while squeezing together, like I'm trying to crush it, I'm going to extend my arm straight out in front of me and then pull that weight back into my chest. Controlled on this one, keeping constant tension, squeezing together, and you'll feel those chest muscles start to engage on this one as you squeeze together. It's not about the actual weight or the resistance or how heavy your weight is, but instead it's about your ability to continue squeezing together, trying to crush that weight end for end. That's it. Every repetition is getting you just that much stronger, getting you that much closer to your goals. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're gonna need 2 2 weights for this one. If you're going to use your weight, you could also opt out of the weight, so to speak, and just use your own body weight. We're going to do a 2-for-1 side raise plus a knee raise. So we're going to work your brain a little bit on this one as well. Elbows are in at our sides and they're bent in a 90-degree angle. I'm going to bring my elbows up, arms up, and my right knee up. Return back down now. Elbows up, left knee up. Alternating right and left.
All while remembering to breathe. Exhale as you bring your arms and your leg up.
If you're doing my variation, make sure that base leg keeps a little bend in the knee as well. You don't want to hyperextend it. It's going to help you with your balance, this exercise as well. And you can choose how high you feel comfortable bringing that knee up.
That's right.
If you want to bring it up high, really get those abs going, that's great. Feel more comfortable just bringing that foot up off the ground today as we test our balance. That's great too. This one's working really total body, shoulders, back, legs, even your abs, helping you balance and stabilize here.
Not much left.
For 3, 2, 1, and 0.
Nice
Whew,
work.
shoulders are burning a little bit. Let's give them a break and let's work our legs. We're going to perform a sumo deadlift next. Couple variations here for you to choose from. My feet are going to be wider than hip width on this one. My toes are going to be pointed out just ever so slightly. I'm going to have my hands in front of me, sit back with my weight in my hips, and ideally I'm going to come down until my thighs are parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to stand up.
And for my variation, notice that we have the exact same leg positioning, but for mine, I'm going to come up and almost like I'm attempting to get myself out of the chair. And as I do that, I'm going to exhale as you push and use your legs. So you can also, if you want to make this a little harder, you can even come up just a little bit and lose contact with the chair with your hands and then right back down.
And you decide which variation is most appropriate for you today. Regardless of which variation you're doing, you want to, what they say, drive through the midfoot, which means you're not leaning forward onto the balls of your feet, falling forward, and you're also not rocking back where your toes are coming up off the floor onto your heels. It's really just a balanced press through the whole foot.
That's right. Even if you're only coming up just an inch off of your chair, you're definitely going to feel it in your glutes and hamstrings.
Home stretch here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Nice job.
All right. Again, now you can see we're going back and forth, working complementary muscle groups. I'm going to grab my 2 weights for the next one. I'm going to work our upper body now as our legs take a break. This is called an upright external rotation. Now, out of all the moves today, this is the one that you really need lightweight or no weight for.
Or even just body weight. Sure.
Yep, so be prepared for that. We're going to bring our elbows up to our sides. We got 90-degree angles all around. I'm going to pull back on my hands as my elbows and upper arm stay up and parallel to the floor. Squeeze your back as well as your rear deltoids, your rear shoulder muscles up at the top and return. Good posture overall. Being careful not to lean forward on this one.
And again, if it's just the weight is just a little too much for your shoulder, go ahead and drop those weights and just use your hands.
It's a great one to help improve your posture as well as your shoulder health, your rotator cuffs, all of the above. It's a common move you'll find in physical therapy clinics all across the world to help restore that shoulder health. And maybe your mobility isn't quite what ours is, but do the best you can to pull those hands back. For 3, 2, 1, 0.
Nice
All right.
work.
I'm going to hold on to my hand weights for this next one, but you could just as easily opt out of it and just use your body weight. We are going to do a run in place plus a punch out. Starting with my hands by my chin, do that run in place, and I'm going to alternate left and right punches, And it's just as important to focus on bringing that hand back to your chin as it is the actual punch itself.
And for my variation, just some quick, light toe taps, making sure that my rear is nicely planted onto the chair so that I don't lose my balance.
We are in the home stretch of today's workout. You're almost there.
Almost there.
Pushing right to the end. Every time you come back and complete today's workout, you'll get just that much better, just that much stronger.
That's right. If you started seated today and you want to get to the point where you're doing all of the movements standing, then we just encourage you to come back and keep pushing through.
Or maybe for you and where you're at, seated is the place to be and you're just trying to improve the seated variation.
That's right.
Again, everybody's different. You're only in competition with yourselves. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ooh.
Excellent job.
Nice work.
Nice work, Claudia.
Nice job out there.
Nice job to you out there, HASfit tribe. You made it through the hard part.
That's right.
Now let's show our bodies some love with a cool down. We're going to get started with a toe touch to a scarecrow. Starting with my feet together, my legs are going to be straight. I'm going to reach down, hinging at the hips, keeping my knees and legs straight, reaching down as far as I can. For me, it's my toes. For you, it might be your shins or your knees, but as far as you can. And then standing straight up with our arms up, and then pulling down on those elbows as we pull our arms back. And then slowly repeat.
And you notice for the seated variation, I came up to the front of my seat, I extended both legs, and I am hinging at my hips, stretching to my toes. Now again, for you, if that's here, stretching to your knees, your shins, our goal is to get to our toes, come up, and scarecrow.
And so again, your goal is just improvement. It's not to compete with Claudia, myself, or anybody else. It's just to reach a little bit further every time you do it.
That's right.
It's a great stretch for our posterior chain, which is our whole backside. Everything, calves, hamstrings, glutes, lower back, upper back, shoulders, all getting stretched on this one. For 3, 2, 1, and 0. Excellent. All right, now let's take care of our quadriceps. That's that big thigh muscle here in front. Got a lot of work in today. I'm going to grab my chair to help support my balance as I perform a standing quad stretch. So with my left hand on the chair, I'm going to pull my right leg back. I'm going to grab at my ankle. You could also use a towel or a band to help you with this one. And I'm just going to hold.
And for my variation, I moved all the way over to one side of my chair and I extended my right leg so that it's in line with the rest of my body. And I'm just gonna lean back ever so slightly just to get a nice stretch in my quadricep.
And this is a static stretch, so we're just holding on this one. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax. Same move now, opposite side. So switch your setup, whether that's moving your body, moving your chair, moving your body on the chair. And let's go ahead and do that left leg now. And do not be alarmed if one side is tighter than the other. Very common. If you are doing the standing variation, try to keep that knee in, close to your body. You don't want it flaring out here to the side, or all of a sudden you're no longer going to be stretching your quads.
And that could be said for the seated variation as well. You don't want to have your foot too wide or too far away from your chair. Bring it in as close as you can. Just lean back and get that nice stretch.
For 3, 2, 1, 0.
Nice work.
All right. I'm keeping my chair for this one, and I'm actually going to sit down along with Claudia. We're going to perform a seated figure 4. Going to loosen up our hips with this next one. I'm going to have my left knee bent at a 90-degree angle while I bring my right leg up. I can use my hands to help do so. And then I'm going to gently press down on that knee.
And for my left leg, I'm going to have it extended, and I'm going to bring my right leg up to my knee, or for some of you, if that's even below the knee, That's perfectly fine. We just want to make sure that we're getting a nice stretch in our hip.
And we want to get to about 85-90% of what we're capable of here. We want to feel a stretch, but we shouldn't be feeling intense pain by any means.
That's right.
Looking for improvement here. For 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's switch it up. Do the same move on the opposite side. So important to give our hips love, stretching those hips. A lot of people have lower back pain. They don't know where it's coming from, but it's actually coming from tight hips. So just one of the many reasons to show our hips some love. Speaking of love, good time for you to show yourself some love and just be proud of yourself for showing up and putting in that work today. If working out were easy, everybody be fit, but we all know that's not the case, right,
No,
Claudia?
it isn't. Nope.
That's what makes you so special, for showing up and putting that work in today. For 3, 2, 1, 0, and relax.
Excellent work.
And that's it. You did it. Nice work, girl.
Nice work.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been our absolute privilege to work out alongside you. And did you know that you can get even faster results by following a complete fitness program?
Our programs can be found on the HASfit app or on our website, HASfit.com.
You can also stop by our store, pick up some HASfit gear like a HASfit t-shirt, our Diet Guide Eating for Life, or even our Senior Workout DVD.
Don't forget to like us on your favorite social media channel.
Until next time, I'm Coach Kozak,
And I'm Claudia.
and we will see you at your next workout.